Well, two things. Well, the first thing is, so that we're clear, even if I were to dismiss today, the people would be reauthorized.
That's correct, Your Honor. I think the court is familiar with Mr. Nash. He is the person that is currently on parole in Kalamazoo County, and then these cases happened when he came to Washtenaw County. I say these cases, there's only one case today, but there's also a pending misdemeanor matter before Your Honor. It's another retail fraud. So I do intend to reauthorize it if we're dismissed.
So, Mr. Nash, you understand that if I dismiss it, you'd be subject to rearrest, incarceration.
In a courtroom heavy with protocol, every word feels final. Mr. Nash stands accused not by fresh crime, but by the shadow of his past. While justice claims neutrality, the system watches him through old lenses, where redemption must prove itself again and again.
You have a medical marijuana card?
No, sir.
Is the court reviewing community corrections report?
I am.
And for the record, we did discuss that at Mr. Nash's misdemeanor case, which was up past Wednesday. And if I recall correctly, I do believe the defendant indicated that he was using marijuana without a medical marijuana card, and that his MAOC agents do not test him for marijuana, despite the fact that he is on parole. So I also have receipt of that report that does indicate continued presence of THC in the defendant's system.
And the court did admonish Mr. Nash that those levels needed to go down. And I looked at the community corrections report, and it looks like we're waiting on the tests that I think were like subsequent to that conversation.
The judge says he hasn't made a decision yet, offering what he calls the benefit of the doubt. But in these walls, doubt cuts both ways. For some, it's mercy. For others, it's delay. A pause between freedom and the cage of assumption.
But what the problem's going to be is that I'm actually going to be seeing showing up in his system, and irrespective of parole, this shouldn't be in his system on this case.
Right.
For my misdemeanor.
No, you're absolutely right, Your Honor. And I read the community corrections report that he told the officer, the community corrections agent, that he was quitting, and that the agent counseled him that he needed to quit. So I'm hopeful that those levels are going down.
Well, over the objection of defendant, I'm going to adjourn the preliminary examination in this case. Would the people be ready in a week? I'll let...
Mr. Nash insists he's stopped. No smoking, no drugs. He's doing what the court asked. Yet papers and tests speak louder than his own voice. In a system built on evidence, truth often waits for permission to be believed.
There aren't really choices.
Next week.
When do you come back and see me on your misdemeanor? I don't have it.
11:15, I think.
Okay.
11:12. I apologize. Or
it would be the 12th. It's either the 5th. I think it's the 5th, right?
I think the 5 is different, but I'm pretty sure it's the 5th.
That sounds like something. Huh?
Can I say something, Your Honor?
Sure.
I have not been smoking. And when you told me to stop smoking, I stopped. And they making it seem like I'm still smoking weed. I'm not smoking no weed. I don't do drugs. When
Adjourned. One more week. Another date on the calendar waiting. Justice moves slowly, not because it's careful, but because it can afford to. For Mr. Nash, every delay is another night measured by uncertainty and the ticking clock of parole.
These test results, right? If I thought you were just out there doing what you think that the assumption I'm making, what they're saying, then I'd solve that very quickly because you'd be incarcerated. I'd make sure you're not smoking. All right. It's not like I don't hear you and don't listen to you in terms of what you're saying. I recall that. All right. But from their perspective, this is to understand, it's appearing in your system, right? The only question I have is whether or not we can get results in terms of levels, which is really going to tell me. Okay. So trust me, and you've seen me before, when I make a decision,
He speaks respectfully. Your Honor, I stopped. But the courtroom echoes louder than his words. In this ritual of authority, speaking isn't always being heard, and truth becomes something negotiated, not lived.
All the way out to the 19th?
We did.
Okay. All right. Here's what I'll do. I'm going to over the objection of defendant, and given the status of these reports, and he's got other matters pending before me in any event, I'm going to adjourn. I'll adjourn it out 1 week to October 28th, 2025 I'm at 9 that day.
No, you can't assume these hearings. Do that like a court hearing.
9.
Is that before Your Honor?
Yes.
Okay.
That will be before me. I'm going to set it on that date. I'm actually covering for Judge Washington, but this one will be before me, certainly. And all right. And then we can, if they don't have their people, then.
The judge says, trust me. But trust in a courtroom is never equal. It's granted from the bench, not returned from the floor. Mr. Nash stands there between trust and judgment, hoping that this time the system listens before it decides.